Hello and welcome to another video. Today, we're going virtual. Before we get started, I will say thank you so much for clicking into the video and giving this channel a chance. First of all, my name is Jam. I'm a streamer, a content creator here on YouTube, specializing with a lot of rally and technology. So, if you enjoy any of that, make sure to click the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content, including live streams, because I do live stream all of my WRC runs on this channel and on Twitch. So if you prefer a faster chat, you go to Twitch. Prefer better quality and better sound, you go here on YouTube. Thank you so much again, and let's get started. I will say, first of all, at the time of recording, the VR feature is still in beta, but I will also say that it's perfectly playable, and I've been using it this entire week on stream. I will say that I've had some crashes here and there, maybe 2 or 3 in a week, which is not too bad, but unfortunately by crashing, especially at a stage start, so for me, both times that crashed for me is at the moment that I am grabbing the headset from the floor and putting it on. And the reason for that is for the Quest, it disconnects itself or like goes to sleep when you take it off. And with that, I ended up DNFing, unfortunately. If you haven't seen any of my streams, I run or drive WRC clubs in it, so which means each time that happens, I get DNFs and I get pushed further down the leaderboard. So that's always great. No, not really. But yeah, so we're gonna get started today. First of all, rundown of our tech. We're on a single screen. We have an ultra wide. So what you're going to see on video is a chopped up version of it, and that's the reason why the VR portion of this video would be in a windowed mode, because if I do full screen, the headset will just kind of crap itself. Now, oh, we're good. I did not just drop the headset. Okay. The other thing too, we're on our 3070 in the on the PC, and it's solely running the game and the headset. Recording and everything else is running off of a different computer. When you want to start doing the whole VR thing with WRC, it does save your settings in a different instance. By that is if you have a separate resolution setting in VR and versus the flat screen, it's fine. It'll save it in 2 instances. So if you're on full screen mode at 3440 by 1440 at high details with DLSS on the flat screen, that's fine. It won't be deleted. And once you have the headset plugged in, you launch the game. It'll now launch in my windowed setting because I've used that then. So for me, I think I might have down-resed it a little bit. I think I did it at 1080p with DLSS on VR. Still looks pretty good. It still looks good in the headset as well. And the button mappings, fortunately, are synced between the 2 instances. So if you make a key mapping change in the VR instance of the game, you go into the flat screen instance, it'll be the same. The only thing that will be different would be literally your display settings. Obviously the VR settings, the menu that does not show up in flat screen mode, but if you're in VR, there's a little setting that says VR. Gives you some settings to make your gameplay more comfortable. We're gonna go through that in a little bit. We're gonna be going into EA Sports WRC, but before that, I will show you guys quickly my setup on the Oculus debug tool, because this is what I ended up kind of, as in my limited amount of testing, I found that it kind of works. So I did the changes to the distortion code. I did changes to distortion. I did changes to distortion curvature. I did changes to the encode resolution width, which matches the resolution width that I have set on the Oculus app with the width of 1984. Dynamic bitrate off, encode bitrate to 400, and link sharpening to quality. Those are the only ones that I've changed so far. And again, if you have better ideas, better settings, especially on the Quest 2, because I own a Quest 2, I would love to know. And even if you didn't, make sure to put it in the comments to see. And even if you didn't, put it in the comments down below. Maybe other people who come across this video who has a Quest 3 or a Rift S or a Valve Index, whatever settings you may have, including in-game settings, feel free to put it down below, because if it helps the community, that's even better. It's connected now. The headset is on. we're going to go ahead and open the MetaQuest Link app, and then make sure our Oculus Quest is connected. It says Quest 2 and Touch connected, and it says active. The other thing that I did here was if I click the big banner there, scroll down a little bit, I did the graphics preferences. I went ahead with 1.1x rendering resolution and 90 Hertz. Again, if you have better settings, let me know, and I would be glad to test it, usually on stream. So I'll probably do it on stream. Hit OK. If you change it, it'll reboot the headset, and make sure, coming back here, make sure it's connected. After you've checked the settings in the MetaQuest Link app, we're going to go ahead into the headset and launch into Oculus Link. So give it a second. I see a prompt here that says Enable Quest Link. I hit Enable. It should launch me into Quest Home once we get in. All right, I see the white screen with the menu, with the apps and stuff like that. I do see WRC on there, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to launch it normally on the PC. So hit EA Sports WRC. At this point in time, we're already in Quest, okay? Game will launch normally, and you get this prompt that says Enable VR. Would you like to play the game in VR headset? For health warnings, yada, 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 yada. Don't play too much, it'll break your brain or something like that. Anyways, we hit next, and if you may notice, it changed its it changed itself. It's now in windowed mode, because I do use windowed mode for VR. Okay, so the thing about this is when you get into the VR headset, you do also see the screen, you see everything. What you'll see inside the headset is the game plus just a wallpaper, like just EA Sports WRC themed wallpaper. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna set things up. We're gonna go to the option. You're gonna see a setting called VR settings. So I'm gonna go through this quickly and let you guys know what I use and what makes me able to do what I do. So 3D location reveal. When you launch into a stage, it'll put you basically on the floor of the stage, and you get to see, they can kind of look around and whatnot. And this, turning this off and on is more of a preference for you if you want to do that. I have it on. Recenter on boot, kind of important. There's also a setting called recenter view on race start. I have it off, but if you generally just keep the headset on while you're playing, I would turn it on. For me, I have a button mapped on the wheel to center it, just because I'm usually streaming when I play VR, so I would be looking at the camera, talking to chat and whatnot before I put it on. And when I put it on, it's usually at stage start. And with that, I'll probably just recenter using the button. Driver avatar. This is where you can see your driver's body. You can see the hand and the wheel. I tend to have it on just because I like the fact that I get to see a steering wheel move around, and it does somewhat match like what I feel in real life, so that's good. All driving views is off. You could turn this on, but again, it could cause some confusion and some discomfort if you accidentally change your POV while you're driving, or just driving in general, in third person or something. Fixed horizon. This had helped me immensely. It would fix the camera to the horizon, so it doesn't like kind of toss you about. For me, this has eventually helped me with my discomfort with VR, because I tend to get a little motion sick in VR. Manual camera control. I set this to on because I want to change my seat position. Like I want to move my seat backwards, upwards, all that kind of stuff, just because sometimes the car have a massive dashboard and I want to get taller. Height, and this is more so for the vertical position of the camera. This is more to your preference, so when you get in, you gotta check it out. Crash vignettes would be when you're driving and you're about to crash. It kind of turns on a vignette effectively, which blackens the sides of the scene of what you see in the headset, which would help you be less dizzy or motion sick when you're about to crash. Very helpful. I have it off, but I did have it on for the first couple hours. Now I don't have it on. Distance, scale, and position is a very much you setting. It really depends on what you like to see and how well your eyes are. Basic graphic. Everything else is kind of similar as how you would do it in a normal video game. Make sure it looks good and whatnot. I will say anti-aliasing. Try to get it to at least high, even better if you can go to epic or cinematic, just because in VR, these jaggy edges are way more apparent, and it's going to get really annoying. It's going to get jarring to the eyes. Same thing with the anisotropic filtering. So this could lower your performance, but depending on your hardware, maybe change that up and down. One thing I also did, I set it up to a windowed mode that fits the general canvas on OBS. That way I can stream it. But otherwise, this is kind of irrelevant to you. If you're in the headset, no one's going to care what you see on screen. So I would recommend setting this to 1080p or lower, depending on your hardware. And I think that is it. We're going to get into the game now. We are going to choose, we're just going to choose a shorter stage just to show off what's going on. We're going to go to Estonia, which is my favorite. We're gonna run Kulasemi as a test stage today. The headset just fell asleep. That's the other thing that I've been encountering these days when you're with the headset. And if you know how to resolve this, let me know. It just kind of, if the headset is not on, it just goes to sleep and it just turns off. All right, as you can tell, it's upside down because we're already in VR. So we're gonna get right into it. My hair is gonna get all screwed up, but that's okay. All right, here we are in VR. We're in the Legacy, and again, this is the reason why I had the setting for, what's it called? What's the setting? The manual camera control on is because I would like to be able to move my seat up and down, forward and back, because for the Subaru Legacy, in this case, there's the window shade, like the what's it called? There's the shade thingy on top that obscures some of my vision. And yeah, our lovely co-driver over there, who's never gonna change the page, by the way. If, as we're driving, take a look at that guy. Not changing the page at all. So I think he's just talking out of his ass. And that's it. Hope you enjoy, and I hope you don't get car sick. Okay, here we are in VR. Headset is on. You'll probably see what I'm seeing. Our co-driver to our right here. This is the point where I mentioned earlier with the manual camera control. It allows me to move my seat forward and back in the car. So if I want to get closer, if I'm really, really short, if I want to be backwards, taller, shorter, all that kind of stuff. Especially for cars like this, where in this Subaru Legacy on the top, there's that visor thing that's covering a good chunk of the top. So I usually tend to lower myself a little bit. And that's it. Our co-driver with their notebook, that he will never ever change the page, by the way. It's gonna forever stay on that page. So I don't know where the calls are coming from. And I think with that, let's go. I will say once again that this is something that we're just doing the stage for the purposes of the testing. If you want to see me actually drive in VR or any of that, go check the streams or maybe the future videos that I'm going to make in VR. Because I'm probably going to make more videos in VR going forward, just because it's so much more fun. It does, like I said, it gives a different dimension to the game. I'm able to see a lot more stuff. I can look outside the window on the left and the right. So if we're in a slide, I'm able to aim the car a little better. If we're in a hairpin, that too. So I think overall, in my personal experience, the game is really well. The game is handling VR really well. Never mind the fact that my stomach still is feeling a little queasy with all these jumps, but I'm slowly getting myself into it. And you might also notice that we're slower than my personal best, and that's the reason why here is I'm just, I don't know, I'm just slower in VR, but I feel like I'm gonna get eventually faster at it. And I also feel like I'm way more in control in VR because, again, being inside the vehicle and I can see the windows, I have way more depth perception. And with that, it allows me to control the car a little better and gives me more perspective on where the position of the car is and all that. Which I guess makes me a little slower. And also, mind you, I made that, I used a different car for that personal best. I used an Integrale. For that one, I'm using a Legacy here. And I'm definitely faster in the Integrale. I just lost control there. But again, since we have the fixed horizon setting on, it does limit the shakiness of the camera for me and for you. That just makes it easier for viewing as well as just overall for me as well, so I don't just throw up, because I'm still getting my bearings in VR. And oddly enough, games like American Truck Simulator get me really sick. And you know, it's a slower game. I'm driving slower, but I'm still getting really dizzy. But in here, well, that's not too bad. 0.4. Oh, and wait, no way. I beat my personal best. Hold up. Okay, never mind. I thought I was gonna be slower than my best. I don't even know how much, but I beat it. So that's cool. After the stage is over, it brings you back to the normal screen, and that way I can put the headset back down and just put my glasses back on and use the game as normal. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you enjoyed this, let me know. And if you learned something new as well, then I'm just calling out to the bit where I was talking about in the earlier parts of the video. If you have settings that you would like to share to myself and to other viewers of the video, put it in the comments. I'm curious to know. And again, this is me genuinely asking for it because I want to know what you guys use. And I want to try it. Maybe I'll try it on stream if we go through the comments on stream or something, and we'll try it. Just because, as I said, I'm really new to this and I want to know more about it. So I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming by. Subscribe if you enjoyed it. Like if you liked the video. And ring the bell so you don't miss the streams and the other content. And I think with that, I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye.